Who has ever been in a place in their lives where so much is going on and they're trying to control the situation and their mind keeps going and going and going and it's hard to turn it off to focus? Y'all, let me tell you about my week. So this week was a crazy busy week. I had stuff going on at home, at church, at work, with the kids and their school and their homework. Oh my goodness, we had so much going on. I pretty much worked late every day this week, and I'd run errands after work, and then I'd get home and I'd help with homework and help with chores, and then cook, and then finally attempt to have some me time, which really wasn't because I'd eventually find other things to do and then fall asleep late and then get up the next day and repeat the cycle over again. Who has experienced that? I'm sure many people. Anyway, so Friday came and I was like, you know what, Lord, tonight, after we finished everything, after everyone is, in their own respective spaces, I'm gonna go up to the Diva's Den because, I live in a house full of boys and a man. So instead of there being a man cave, there is a Diva's Den. So I said, you know what, God, I'm gonna go up to my Diva's Den and I'm just gonna have some God time and just focus solely on you and what you are wanting to teach me. So Friday night came, I went up to my Diva's Den, and y'all, my mind started spinning. It literally wouldn't stop going from all of the things that I had going on in life. And so I was like, oh my goodness, this is crazy. I mean, I'm literally talking about I could not stop my thoughts from going. And it was crazy. So I was like, you know what, God? All right, I'm up here. Let me turn on some worship music. And then if I turn on the worship music, then, maybe, just maybe, I can focus on the words. And when I focus on the words, then I'll be able to focus on you. So I turn on the worship music. And after about 3 or 4 songs of trying that and realizing my mind was still spinning, I gave up on it. So then I was like, okay, well, you know what, God, this is what I'm gonna do. God, please silence my thoughts, silence my mind so I can focus on you. That didn't work too well. Literally, my mind continued to spin. It continued to go on and on and on. I was thinking about, the day's events and things at work, like I said, and how to control this and how to stop this from happening and making sure that this happens, but this doesn't. And, trying to stay on time. Y'all, it was exhausting. And honestly, it's exhausting just telling you guys about it. But that was what was going on. And so eventually I just fell asleep. And so then the next day, Saturday morning, I ended up getting up. I ended up waking up, thank God. And when I woke up, my mind was clear. And that was when I was able to focus on God and to listen to Him. And what was interesting is that same morning, a couple hours after I woke up, I participated in a virtual ladies retreat. Y'all, it was amazing. And it was hosted by Authentic Marriages. You all, if y'all haven't been to one of their workshops or seeing their Facebook page or, try to get in contact with them, y'all need to do it. Anyway, so I went to this ladies retreat and, we were talking about everything, boundaries and our needs and, things that we want and getting enough sleep. And I mean, literally, we were talking about so much. Anyway, when we broke out into little groups, one of the things that I ended up sharing with that small group was how, sometimes I go through this thing where my mind just spins and I can't focus. It's hard to focus. And so then when we got back to the whole group, I believe, somehow I ended up mentioning something to that effect. And the speaker, one of the presenters, there were 2, one of the presenters ended up mentioning something about getting still, being still and letting God, do his thing. And, the way in which my mind works is I'm like, okay, so the scripture is Psalms chapter 46, verse 10. I had to look it up. And, I got to that and then I was like, okay, well, let me see what happens before, this verse 10 so I can, try to get this context going, right? And so, when I looked it up and saw that, earlier in chapter 46, the author is talking about how God is our strength and God is our safety. And in essence, how God controls everything and how he can stop what's going on and control what's going on this side of the earth. And while he's doing the same thing on that side of the earth, all at the same time, y'all, he is in control. And as I was thinking about that, I realized, oh my goodness, what was I thinking? I was sitting there in my mind trying to control, trying to take God's job, God's place in my life, in my thoughts, in all these situations. I was trying to take God's place. And God is just trying to sit here and tell me, like little girl, be still and watch me work. Be still and know that I am God. I control everything. So just give it to me. Be still and watch me work. And then think about how peaceful your mind will be. And then I can focus on him, right? Y'all, it was amazing. That thought, that lesson was what I needed in order to clear my thoughts. I hope it's an encouragement to you. And so as you go throughout this week, remember, God is in control. Be still and watch him work. Be still and look for him. Look at him. Be still and know that he is God. Stop trying to take his place. Stop trying to do his job. Y'all have an amazing week.